So say you want to start a new country. You pick some land, plant a flag, and there you go, you got a new country. Now, your new country probably isn't actually recognized by any actually legitimate country, so basic functions as a sovereign nation might not work particularly well. But say one other country decides to recognize your country as independent. Well, you now have limited recognition. Now, there are a couple famous examples of this, namely Israel, North and South Korea, or China. Now, these countries aren't recognized by at least one other UN country. What about partially recognized countries that aren't in the UN as a member state or observer state? Probably the most famous example of this would be the Republic of China, or as it's more commonly known, Taiwan. 13 UN member states plus the Holy See recognize Taiwan as an independent country, as most countries prefer to recognize the PRC because they have cheap dollar store plastic that first world countries just can't get enough. There's also the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, or SADR, or just Western Sahara. Now, the SADR claims to control all of the territory of Western Sahara, but in reality it only controls this little strip right here. In fact, the government is located in neighboring Algeria because basically no one lives in the part controlled by the SADR. Then there's the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, which is recognized by a grand total of one other country, Turkey. Northern Cyprus was created in 1983 by Turkey for reasons I won't get into because it would take much too long to explain, and so far no other country has recognized Northern Cyprus as a sovereign nation. So sadly, that means that the unified Cyprus you see on the flag should actually realistically look more like this. Next is the Republic of South Ossetia, which is recognized by only 5 UN member states, those being Russia, Syria, Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Nauru for some reason. It's more of the same for the Republic of Abkhazia, as they are both breakaway regions of Georgia and are both recognized by the same 5 countries. They are both heavily pro-Russian, as they heavily rely on Russia for financial and military aid ever since the Russo-Georgian War in 2008. There's even talk of South Ossetia joining the Russian Federation sometime in the distant future, so there's that too. Then there's Kosovo. Now this one is a bit controversial, as it's easily the most recognized out of all of these countries. Now, Serbia considers Kosovo to be part of itself, but effectively it's entirely independent, and 97 UN members think so too. And now, we move to the extra controversial ones. The Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics are breakaway republics of Ukraine. They were created during the Donbass War in 2014 and have effectively still existed in that form since then. This is what I would be saying if Russia hadn't recognized them a couple months ago. Basically, Russia recognized the breakaway republics, then sent peacekeeping forces into them, and then declared a special military operation in Ukraine a few days later, which is just Russian for war. So, as to not stir up more controversy in this ever-changing situation, I'll just leave this subject here. Now finally, let's talk about the countries that are only recognized by other non-UN member states, starting with the PRIDNESTROVIAN Moldavian Republic, or just Transnistria for short. This country is a true relic of the past, stuck in the days of the Soviet Union. There's communist imagery everywhere. Now, given that the bright mind of Alexander Lukashenko accidentally revealed plans to invade Moldova in the area of Transnistria, I think it's safe to say that Russia might be recognizing another breakaway state sometime very soon. Maybe. There's also the Republic of Artsakh, also known as the Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, which is a breakaway state of Azerbaijan. Now, the situation here is incredibly convoluted, so I'll try to break it down the best I can. So basically, this area here is heavily populated by ethnic Armenians, but is claimed in its entirety by Azerbaijan, and is recognized by all UN members as such, except of course, Armenia. Now, the region declared independence after the fall of the Soviet Union, and since then, these two countries have been fighting to get it back. Some people may even remember the war that broke out over there in late 2020. But since then, the country has remained quite stagnant and has had no major fighting since. Finally, we enter the realm of countries not recognized by any other country, regardless of status. That's right, I'm talking about the sovereign nation of Dexter, Somaliland, right? That one. Now, Somaliland is a breakaway state of Somalia and was created in 1991. It claims to be the successor to the short-lived state of Somaliland, which was created after the British Somaliland Protectorate gained full independence from the UK. In 2001, the country held a referendum that would give them full independence from Somalia, but of course, nobody decided to actually recognize it, so Somaliland has just kind of been there since then. That's basically every major breakaway state in modern times. But none of these cases prevail how important the sovereign nation of Dexter's house would be on the world stage if it were to gain independence from Canada. Like, think about it for a minute. A new sovereign country with the schmogue at its center, as the government, as the military, as the